Good morning. Okay, everybody. Good morning to you all. Happy to have you here on a Friday. It's rainy though. What's up, Robert? What's up, RJ Williams? What's going on? A lot of people I usually don't see because, of course, we're all in different time zones. Your drumming was amazing. I had a lot of fun on the drums last night. In fact, I had a little bit too much fun. I had a little bit too much fun on the drums last night. Because when I came home, you can ask Lauren, I had to lay down on the floor. And the room was kind of spinning a little bit. Like, damn, I haven't. You know, it was just one of those things where I think it was more so the neck. And I didn't think I was headbanging. I didn't think I was really headbanging and throwing my neck around a lot, but I guess I must have did a little bit enough. So, because I got home and I was like, all right, I need some time to reset. And that's what we did. I put these on so I can hear myself a little bit better. Good morning. So wherever you are, especially if you're in Europe and anything like that, let yourself be known. It's Friday. We're doing our coffee meeting, but now we're under a different format. It's the B-sides. And there are other days during the week that we'll be going live around this time of day for special interviews and things that are just don't have the time to get into the 7 o'clock shows, but I still want to do and I want to make time for. Also want to find time for joy scrolling and all that other stuff. So it's Christmas though, and it is windy and rainy. All of the snow that we had the other day is gone. It's gone. And that was my first sip. Oh man. I was waiting. I was keeping it for you guys. I got the 2025 mug. I got the Quite Frankly coffee inside of it, and it is jacked up. You see the nice, beautiful, frothy top of the Keto Brainz. I'm going to be good for a couple of hours after this. And after I finish with you guys, I'm just going to be reading the chat, watching some reels, Q&A, all that stuff. New Jersey Shore. What's going on, Katie Cat? Yeah, let's get a roll call. Wherever you are, we're live on Rumble, we're live on Pilled, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Instagram today too. Let's get a roll call. Where are you from? And I'll be just reading the chat, taking questions and all that stuff. It's nice here in Colorado. It says NZ5. Arms tired. No, never. It's not arms. When it comes to the drums, it's never the arms. It is it's the neck. When I got home last night, I felt like, I think I might have broken my neck. Did I break my neck? Anyway, I got to go put that out there. North Texas, North Carolina. I'm here on YouTube, says Rev. That's where Rev lives. Nice shirt, Frank. Oh, thank you. I said I even wore a watch this morning. Of course, I don't have my wedding ring on. That's the part of the reason why I have to go back to the studio, because I took the wedding ring off when I was playing the drums last night so I can handle the sticks better. And I left it there. I also left a couple of lights on too, so I have to go turn them off. But figure it's a nice setting. It's Christmas time, and I got to get in the mood. Tonight, I hope you guys are in the mood tonight, because it is going to be our It's a Wonderful Life watch party, and that begins at 8:30 p.m. If you are a monthly sponsor, the private link will be sent to you, or if you're a member on YouTube or wherever the hell else, on Pilled, everywhere, I'll send it to you, the DMs or the members only posts or whatever. I really hope that you show up. We'll be watching the whole thing together in a private stream on quitefrankly.tv. And there you go. Sarasota, Florida. That sounds nice right now. That sounds nice. Native New Yorker, currently in Arizona. Well, My wife wants to try keto Brainz, but she's allergic to coconut. Well, it's not like it's an almond joy or anything like that. But yeah, the MCT oil is sourced from the coconut. It's coconut MCT. It's not like it's a flavor thing or something like that. There's the slightest hint of that tropical essence from it. But yeah, I wouldn't try it if you're allergic to the coconut. What time? That will be nice to watch the movie together. What time? That's at 8:30. 81 and humid in Florida. Damn you. Quartz crystal capital of the world. Arkansas. You better watch out. Anytime they find a quartz crystal deposit, you never know now. North Texas, says Donna Turner. Oh, Donna became a member of the, well, very nice. Thank you so much, Donna. Donna became a member of the YouTube. I see the special emoji identifier over there. You stand out in the chat room a lot more. And let me see what's going on Instagram. Christmas vibes are real, says Coon. Good to see you. Mel's over there. The Rodriguez sisters coming to you from dirty Jersey. The dirtiest Jersey it is. Jersey announces itself as you drive into it. Mom is lingering in the background here as well. Well, I love the Rodriguezes. I really do. I got to throw another jamboree soon with Jay just to be able to see everybody again. In fact, he got in touch with me yesterday. We said, hey, we got to go and visit this mansion around town so that we could put that together. I think it'd be a really great thing. And I don't know, see what else is going on. What's up, Frank? I'm at work in South Central Wisconsin. Well, that's Old Glory. I know Glory. Chewing the Fat Pod Show. What's going on, Chewing the Fat? Merry Christmas to you. What's going on, FM 39? Hello to you. Hello, everybody. Okay. So, couple of things. I'll just be dipping in and out, see what the hell you guys are up to. But I have some stuff over here. Couple of just updates first. Let's go to them, shall we? Let me turn down this beautiful background music just for a little bit, because we were talking about the MIT killer, the MIT murder last night. Well, there's a strange update here. Take a listen to this.
The car that he had used to not only drive to Rhode Island, but then back to Boston. And then there was the security footage that captured him within a half mile of the professor's residence in Brookline. And there is a video footage of him entering an apartment building in the location of the professor's apartment. And then
the professor they're talking about, MIT, the MIT guy, the guy that we were talking to Zach Voorhees about. The MIT and Brown University shootings are linked to the same suspect right now. That's what we are getting from law enforcement. It's confusing the hell out of everybody. What the thread is, how this is going to, how the story is going to continue to develop. I mean, let's listen to the rest of it.
Later that evening, he is seen about an hour later entering the storage unit wearing the same clothes that he had been seen wearing right after the murder.
So you have an extensive video canvas as part of this investigation. That leaves you no doubt.
This is the evidence we have right now. We are coming to you tonight because the federal complaint was unsealed, and we wanted to provide you with the information and to assure the public that law enforcement collectively believe that we have the person, that we identified the person, and that person is dead. And
okay, so last Friday night we all watched Eyes Wide Shut together, and I brought up an old point that I love. That really just keeps me wondering. Doesn't give you any clarity, but it keeps you wondering. And that is when Tom Cruise, Dr. Bill, is being followed. It's the day after the party. he's still just trying to figure out what the hell's going on in his life. He's dealing with his own urges and, you know, what the hell did he just see last night? What was he a part of? It was like a life or death kind of scenario. And he feels he's being followed. He most certainly is. And he goes and he picks up a paper at a newsstand. It's the replica newspaper that I have behind me at the studio, at Studio A, the Lucky to Be Alive New York Post one. He goes and picks up that New York Post and he brings it into the coffee shop after the guy that was following him walks away, and he kind of gets the point. He's sitting in the coffee shop. He opens it up and boom, he's just scanning around what's going on here. And there it is. Ex-beauty queen dies of drug overdose. It's a small little blurb in the paper. And if you may or may not know, but papers really organize their pages based on inches. You know, how many inches is this thing going to get? Is it going to get a full page? It's going to get a little something, like a blotter or whatever the hell else. And you know, he understands that there's something about that. And he's looking at this Manda Curran, and he's putting together a lot of the dots here. He's connecting a lot of the dots because he was at the Ziegler's party. He was at the party at the Rothschild mansion in Long Island. And of course, he had the girl that vouched for him at the party that disappeared afterwards. And then now she's dead. The whole thing there is that he has some special insight because he was looped into something that very few people have experience with. He was beyond the rainbow at that point, to use the terminology. We live in the land of the dead. That's how the occult see us. We are the dead. You know, we really we're just kind of monotonously going through our routines and don't really have any real experience with the way things are. That's just the backstory of it all. So he was beyond the rainbow for one night. And then in that coffee shop, as he's just kind of trying to chill out and digest what's going on and the people that are following him, boom, there is a little blurb that 99.9% of everybody who picks up the paper or puts on the television, if they see something like that, it's usually a passing thought about, oh, how tragic, and then on to the next thing. And that it was just, oh, young girl, young boy, whatever the hell it is, just got mixed up in drugs or threw it all away or whatever. And you just never know how many of those stories really are really just the facade for something so much more significant. You know, I often think about that now there's a lot more eyes on this. There's a lot more eyes on this right now, where you have these shootings, these mass death incidents now, or mass death incident, I would say, when you combine it all a little bit more, you say, how deep does this rabbit hole go? And maybe we get to the bottom of it, you know, but most of the time we don't. And I always consider that. The little stories that you kind of like trip over. Like when you're going for a walk and you just kick a rock. You just don't know where that rock would have led you. And this is just so weird. Really is. Here's the next one for you. We're going to Michigan, everybody. We're going to Michigan. Strap in.
According to the ordinance, quote, the owning, keeping, or harboring of pigs, horses, cows, sheep, goats, llamas, domestic fowl, outdoor rabbits is prohibited, and this section does not apply for temporary religious sacrificial purposes as permitted by law.
They are having a debate. They're having a debate in Michigan over animal sacrifice. Because, of course, the new arrivals want to, slaughter goats and to appease their gods. This is just incredible. And now there's a debate going on.
Our city is dirty enough. we don't want to make more dirty.
Debates raged on for at least 3 hours at Hamtramck City Hall over the new ordinance of sacrificing animals.
Really ridiculous, catastrophic resolution.
If it's not passed, then we are ready to take it to the court for the religious rights. It is constitution.
This was the second debate of the new ordinance, and there was a crowd outside of the City Hall chambers filling out cards to speak, and they were watching it on closed-circuit TV.
No, it's not safe or sane or humane because basements or kitchens or backyards are not suitable places for live animal slaughter.
She is going to, I hope in time, here she is. I mean, this is the type of person who says, yes, open the doors for everybody. We need them there. I hope that in time she washes out the rest of the pink hair dye and realizes that the toothpaste cannot be put back inside the tube. And oh my gosh, we were wrong. This is like when we get the word from those towns in Minnesota and everywhere else where town councils suddenly go majority Muslim, and then they don't want to tolerate pride parades anymore. And all of the local gay rights activists are like, hey, wait, we're on your side. Well, Independence Day, the strippers on the top of the building in Independence Day, welcoming in the mothership. It's just over and over again. And you say, Frank, it's just the color of her hair. How do you know what she voted for? I don't know. Maybe I'm just making an assumption.
Slaughter.
Many people, including Muslim residents, were against it, citing sanitary concerns if the animals are sacrificed in a home and not in a sterile environment, especially in the tight-knit neighborhoods of Hamtramck. The ordinance that was passed on Tuesday night says religious sacrificing of animals can be done as long as it is done legally and humanely.
I think it's the best compromise. We don't want to restrict religious freedoms, and we don't want to keep it random without regulations.
Many Muslims pay a butcher to perform the religious sacrifice, but for some families, it's just not practical, says Nawar Ali with Care Michigan.
A lot of families will typically do it in the confines of their property, like in their backyard.
Look at those dead eyes. Look at those dead fucking eyes. I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a nice chill morning. Look at those dead eyes. She's talking about, this is just
garage, and again dispose of.
This was like the opening of some of the opening scenes of End of Days. You remember that? Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's a great movie. I gotta watch that again. End of Days. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think Kevin Pollak is in it. New York City. Coming to the arrival of the new millennium, like 2000. 99 turning 2000, and there's just a kind of a brimming just like a subculture of weird sacrificial something going on. And of course there's the whole satanic reincarnation, Rosemary's Baby kind of a thing that's going on there too in that movie. It's a really fun New Year's Eve movie. You know what? Maybe we'll watch that together. Oh, man, I'm telling you, this film club is going to be great. Maybe we'll watch End of Days together right before New Year's Eve. Maybe we'll do it on the 30th. After I'm done with Jay at the studio, maybe I'll come home. Nah, it's too late. Maybe we can watch it on New Year's Day, January 2nd? No, New Year's Day. Maybe New Year's Day night. Maybe January 1st at night. That's what we'll do. We'll watch End of Days. Anybody who wants to, a little bit more of a horror film, but I don't know. It's interesting. I think that's where we are right now. Anyway, a lot of crazy people. This is just nuts.
The animal.
Yeah, the guy that was sacrificing. I think they arrest the guy who's sacrificing chickens and stuff like that. He was practicing voodoo. Somewhere in New York City, and of course the people are making the arguments, religious rights and all that, religious rights. But that's the issue. We all know what right for what religion we were establishing, and then it just got all topsy turvy, didn't it? Try to hold you to some kind of a blanket principle when you know that doing that is going to destroy the fabric of everything else. And you don't hear something else here too. This is in Michigan. So is it at this point safe to say that probably people were eating cats and dogs in Ohio? Can we all assume a little bit safer? Is it safer to assume that probably was 100% true that newcomers are swiping cats, dogs, geese off of the village green and having a feast? Is it safer to assume that that was all true? I think so. I can't believe this is a debate right now. The Overton window has been moved so frightening. It's a frightening shift where the starting point of all our debates are. What kind of garbage we have to dig ourselves out of just in order to get to like what used to be baseline 25 years ago. It's just nuts, man.
Well, accordingly.
And we do have that full ordinance up on our website, wxyz.com, in case you want to take a look at it. Reporting in Hamtramck this morning, and Peter Maxwell, 7 Action News.
Man, what was that? I don't think that was AI. I don't think that was AI. Was it? So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's go into the chat rooms again. Katie Sky says, hi, guys. What's going on, Katie? What's going on, John Michael Karma? There was a town where Muslims were allowed to take refuge and local pets were disappearing. Walk your dog. Cat soup. Let's see here. Where's PETA? PETA? PETA's slaughtering their own dogs. PETA is like the number one. I remember that back in the day, learning that PETA was one of the most prolific animal euthanizers on the planet. Lisa Gray says, we deserve better psyops. Yeah, we do. Can't anymore. It's just not. It's just like I said last night, the Hegelian dialectic, how I opened up last night's show. I'm so happy I got all that out because I feel like I hit it on the mark. And I didn't I tried not to leave any room for any of the people who are trying to bait everybody into just being ridiculous and destroying their own arguments with extreme conclusions. I feel like I hit the mark on that one. And especially with what my feeling on everything is as far as psyops go, the Hegelian dialectic is just broken, and it's making it that's why this whole thing is falling apart. There was at least a little bit of there was a logical consistency to how the war on terror was sold on the backs of 9/11. There's logical consistency on how it was sold. There's no logical consistency to how anything's being sold right now. That the solution, now you can say, well, Frank, if it's the same back then, if the solution to 9/11 is to take away more of our freedoms, then how is that consistent? Like, well, I mean, you can say that giving up a little bit of your privacy to be able to put another watcher on the wall to make sure that you are safe from coordinated and sophisticated attacks from new generations of terrorists and all that stuff. Yeah, you can say that there is an exchange there. It's Crisis and Leviathan. Every time that something big happens, everybody, gets together, a new precedent is formed, and then when the waters of crisis recede, you are almost always left with a standard that has been changed forever. Government assumes a new responsibility because of a past crisis, whatever the hell it is. So there's always that exchange, and you can say, yeah, giving up freedom to be able to preserve freedom sounds ridiculous. But it comparing it to right now, comparing it to right now, where you say, hey, we're all having a hard time here. Things are changing, and quality of life is dipping, and there's violence is on the rise. And you can't even point out where it's coming from. You know, you can't even point out where it's coming from, and the prescription is to bring more of the problem in. So the Hegelian dialectic is broken, which leads people a lot quicker to what the plot is. You know, you don't need to be some kind of a scholar to understand that there's a plot afoot. Let's see. Mel over there on Instagram says there was just an assault and an abduction at my alma mater. Things are getting very scary. Yeah, you just situational awareness is big. You just have to have situational awareness. Keep the people you love close, especially children and all that stuff. But it can't hamstring you in the meantime to have a good time wherever you can. And that's another thing we got to talk about sometime soon, very soon. How are you guys enjoying the new year? You got to work extra hard, but you got to get your friends around. You got to go dig them out of whatever hole they fell into. You have to. It's extra hard these days. Oh, here's another one for you from last night. Zach Voorhees made comments about universal basic income. Listen to now, and then this started floating around, probably because AI was listening to our conversations on the show, and then this popped up on Twitter last night. Here's a I don't know when this was from. It says 2025. Elon Musk talking about not needing to work in the future.
If you say, like, in the long term, where will things end up? Long term, I don't know what long term is. Maybe it's 10, 20 years, something like that. For me, that's long term. My prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
So
we'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like playing sports or video.
Yeah, of course the sheik will take that. There'll be no competition. There'll be no competition. There'll be nobody that ever strives for anything ever again. It'll just be the people who are running the system that makes work optional for everybody else. And that's it. The people who run that system that provides everybody with the means to not do anything, that's awful. I mean, think about that's like on earth, godlike power on earth. You have completely mollified people. You have, you satisfied every need. That's just awful. Awful. Not only that, think about this here too. Think about the work. Think about what it meant for, say, your grandparents, your great-grandparents to enter into suburban life. Think about what that meant to get out of a big city and to be able to work and to earn your way into a nice, quiet suburb, a safe, quiet suburb where everybody, whoever was living there, had earned their way into it. Now, of course, Marxists will make it all about class warfare and that the suburbs are just for white people and all that other stuff. But there are millions of successful Black, Hispanic Americans who have earned their way up that ladder into the suburbs. You know, that was a mark of success. And it comes really purely on the tail end of ambition and wanting to have better than what your parents or grandparents have and wanting your children to do better than you. That old school American kind of opportunity that everybody as individuals, as heads of households and all that other stuff want to be able to establish for themselves. Where does all that go? I guess everybody will just be. I mean, we already see that right now. There are all types of government housing programs that inject people who should not be in the suburbs into houses that prior generations worked their asses off. Not only financially, but just by wanting to have a change. and wanting to upgrade themselves. This is not a good idea. It's going to kill ambition. It's also going to kill the rewards of everything that everybody in the past had strived for that made us better. Really is. I think the worst thing you can do is take somebody out of like a slum and put them into a suburb. It's the worst thing you can do. It's just like, hey, okay, here you go. Welcome. Now you're living next door to Beaver Cleaver and his family. That'll work out. So there's so many unseen pitfalls to this mindset here.
Game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables.
Because they like creating. See, that's a great analogy. Is this AI? I don't know. This is why I don't really trust Elon Musk. I try to take everything as face value, but listening to things like that, these are the statements you got to keep in the back of your mind. The statements in 2016 after he had gone on a media tour warning that AI was going to be akin to summoning a demon into our reality, and then saying, well, you know what, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm going to start Neuralink, and we're actually going to put this shit in, we're going to fuse it to your spine. It's a great analogy there. It's a lot harder to grow those vegetables. Some people like doing it. Yeah, no. That's the whole point. It's things that are worth it take time. Not everybody has enough land on their property to be able to grow themselves enough vegetables to completely wipe out their grocery bill. But that's the whole point. Knowing our species, knowing the animal kingdom in general, what happens when you are able to provide something to an animal or to a person and essentially absolve them of any responsibility for providing, feeding themselves or their family or educating their family or whatever the hell it is. Once you absolve that responsibility, you see this all throughout the animal kingdom. That's why they tell you don't feed the bears. Don't feed anything that you come in contact with at a national park. You'll destroy their instincts to provide for themselves. This is just the way it goes. So it's ridiculous to use that analogy that it's a lot harder to grow your vegetables, but some people still want to do it. It's like, no, some people have to do it. You have to do it just to be able to provide the free vegetables to people who don't want to grow it. Somebody out there has to be doing the work. And that person is now an earthly god. That person who is providing for everybody who has now taken their hands off the wheel and said, I don't want to. That person who is doing, because, what? If a person chooses to not grow their vegetable or chooses not to work or chooses not to put any effort into anything, I understand that the overhead that we have to deal with, costs for me have gone up all over the place this year. It's been one of the biggest challenges, which is, has been compounded by the way that all the platforms have been working. It's forced me to reassess how the broadcast week goes, how I'm posting during the day, where we're spending money, cutting things, rediverting things, and just you have to. There's so many awful things that you have to take into account that make life harder, and that takes a lot of joy out of any job that you have that you might really enjoy. There are people out there who have jobs that don't really like it. But it's work, it's steady, and it pays the bills. Those bills need to be, that's just awful right there. There's plenty to be said about the overhead that we are working against. But other than that, okay, let's find a way to make things, the energy energy costs a little bit lower. Not find a way to take away our drive to wake up in the morning and do something fruitful for ourselves and our family. You know, that's awful. I'm telling you, the person who is then picking the cucumbers is the new demigod. So I don't know. I recoil at anybody that speaks glowingly about UBI. All right, let me see here. Oh gosh. I had a couple people send stuff to me. Here's one. Another one. Great. I can only imagine. What's this? My buddy Josh sent me a few things. Another one from that whatever podcast. This is going to be nuts.
Which are we in?
What was that first thing? What century? What century are we in?
Century are we in?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
The 7th century.
The 7th century?
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
What year was the U.S. founded? What year was the U.S. founded, starting with you?
I don't know. It's one.
Guess.
1890 something.
No rights. Add her to the no rights list. No rights. Go on. Oh, you can. Hey, listen, you can. I'm just no rights. That's okay. That's fine. Be who you are, but you're not voting. Welcome to Frank's America. Okay, let's see. What's this next one? Oh, I like this. Take a look at this, everybody. The buttress pillow. This, I gotta say, I gotta reach out to them. If this is a real company, I want to see if they will sponsor. I want to see if this company will sponsor the Saturday night shows, maybe the flip side or something like that. It's a butt pillow. What if a big, beautiful butt is actually the perfect shape for a pillow?
What if I told you that a butt is the ideal shape for a pillow? We find comfort around butts. They relieve stress and make us happy. Just what we need.
Damn. That pillow's all caked up.
As we're falling asleep. The shape of the butt is also perfectly suited to cradle the head between the thighs, beneath the gentle rise of the cheeks.
Beneath the gentle rise of the cheeks. I saw this. I had to send it to myself. I'm going to look into this. Hold on.
So we're nestled in everything round, soft and good, with just the right natural material that actually feels like a real butt, and a silky smooth yoga pant cover that are heaven to put your face in, all in a shape that's ergonomic for all kinds of sleepers and still keeps everything we love about butt.
This can't be real. Is this real? Hold on. Well, let me finish this.
You deserve better than a flat rectangle. Treat yourself to a big, beautiful, soft and supportive.
Can you imagine taking one of those things on an airplane? And they come in jeans. Included with the order, the buttress pillow, the yoga pants cover, mini butt keychain, 2 stickers, and 1 use guide. Just going to tell you how to use it. How do you stick your face in a butt pillow? Oh, man. Oh, man. What do you guys think? I want one, says Kobe. You know, I gotta say, I love the, hold on, let me click through. I want to make sure, I want to see if this is real. The buttress pillow. Thebuttress.pillow.com. Oh my gosh. It's real. I'm reaching out to them. I hope that they'll become a sponsor. If not, I'm going to try to get you guys a promo code or something. But I mean, this is hilarious. I wish I had found this sooner. How much are they? Shop all. The buttress pillow, $89. $89. The spandex undies for the pillow. You can put a thong on the pillow. You could put a thong on the pillow. Hold on. $89. Let me see what the rest of them are. Let's go. I swear to God that this is not I have no contact with this company. They are not paying me for this. I swear to you. Maybe one day. Let me see here. Color. It's not as, I don't know. This doesn't look as shapely as the ones in the thing does. You know, I they're like laying on an ass. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know what it is? I do need something to upgrade my pillow. I've got to upgrade my pillow. My shoulders, I've got maybe like 45 minutes on each side. I'm turning over every 45 minutes or so, and my shoulders, everything is completely numb. And I think it's just that my pillow, it's a My Pillow. I've had it for a couple of years now. It just might be time to either refresh it or get something else. Does anybody else out there have a pillow that you would suggest that's really good for just keeping the shoulders fresh? I know there's all types of stuff out there that you can hook an arm underneath it and all that stuff. I don't know. You let me know what you got going on there. I'm gonna bookmark the butt pillow. So stupid. You let me know. What about My Pillow, Frank? Yeah, that's what I have right now, but I think it's just getting old. I don't think that Lauren would appreciate that in the bed. I think Lauren would think it's funny. I don't really think I would ever sleep on the butt pillow. It's just one of those things. It's like the dick laser. You know? It's just I think that the butt pillow would probably end up on the guest couch at the studio. More so in my bed. You know? Try the butt. You never know, says Star Karma. Down pillows. They're expensive but worth it. Those are the feathers, right? Zeralath Eternal says chiropractor, man, same issue. He fixed it. You're talking about what? The shoulders? I definitely need to get I got it. Well, yeah, take one of those ass pillows onto a JetBlue flight one day. Let's see here. Mike Baldwin on Rumble says, Frank, what's your opinion on the Vivek versus Andrew Torba thing? Vivek says any earthling can become American. Torba says America was made for white Europeans and their descendants. Listen, I don't know this. I didn't know this little feud, but it really is. Torba is more right than Vivek is. Now, that's not to say that people from India, people from Ghana can't come over here and wanting to leave behind everything that was their life everywhere else and become solely American and know why they're coming here. You know, we have a creedal culture here in the United States. People try to distance the founding of the United States from its very explicitly Christian roots. Very famous John Adams take on things where it says that our Constitution is a moral document. Our Constitution is absolutely inadequate as a document for a people who are not moral and religious. That religion being Christianity to one degree or another. That's just what it is. You can't apply these principles without having that moral and religious underpinning. You think about all of the calls. You have to go through it all, man. And I haven't even scratched the surface, but there's more than enough out there to see how our government, how the founding generation and the subsequent generations after that operated spiritually, and how it guided everything, so much of what they did legislatively, the calls to prayer, the calls to thanksgiving, These are very important things. And of course, the postmodernist wants to distance that and to distance America's founding from its supernatural Christian origins. You can't, whether you agree with it, whether you want to see that go away or not, that is just the objective historical reality of it all. So, yes, we have a creedal culture here, whereas all of the European states are very ethnically, culturally based. So we do have this opportunity where people can come and really ply their trade and assimilate into a society that is on a civic level supposed to be protected from the whims of central government and authoritarian centralized government, where there are checks and balances, and that is where everybody has a place to come here and really do their thing. But when we talk about religious freedom and everything else, and how the whole world can come here and that Martians can become Americans, just remember, in Michigan and other places like that, we're talking about local ordinances to be able to allow animal sacrifice, where goats are just going to have their heads cut off in the backyard so that some foreign god is appeased. It's it's becoming more and more uncomfortable to talk about that stuff, but there is an objective reality to it. And even though I don't know too much about Andrew Torba's opinions or positions on stuff like that, I know that he started Gab. I'm on Gab. I post there the links every day, and I try to stay as active as I can on the 10,000 platforms that the show is on. But he's got a point there. He's got a point there. Yes, people can come here from wherever the hell they are, but they have to leave behind all of their past allegiances. They really do. I mean, you say, well, what about you, Frank? Well, first of all, my family came from Italy, European. When they got here, they were not really considered white. Okay. Now we've become a little bit whiter, I guess you can say, but it's still European, Christian, Catholic. And I'll tell you something. I don't know very many friends of mine who still have anybody in their family that's speaking Italian. It was all left behind. In some households, Italian as a language was forbidden. We are American now. That's not happening anymore. It's part of what has been promoted to the world. It's been promoted to the world, again, for very specific reasons. There is a dilution that is happening. There's a reason why all of our recruiting of new waves of immigration has completely shifted away from European, which is what we were getting in the early to middle 20th century, to now it is just all Africa and Asia. That's it, That's why Europe is so much more screwed than we are right now. So much more screwed. Like I said, if you think about Central and South American migration, at least we have something to build on. It's going to be very hard to sell Central and South American migrants, our national heroes of the past, which is something that you need. You need to have that national identity, the heroes of the past, the language, all of that. You need it. The borders. I mean, it's Michael Savage. Borders, language, and culture. But the only thing that we have to hang our hat on maybe there's something to build on there is that most of the people, if they are originating in Central and South America that are coming up, most of them are Catholic. Whereas they just I know that there are however many countries, 200 people from 200 different countries that are making the Atlantic voyage and then making their way up. That's on the other side. But at least there's mostly maybe a Christian favorability for what's going on over here, and then there's the Eastern Hemisphere, which is just it's done. It's done unless deportations happen. That's huge, man. That is enormous. We can survive a lot more with the so-called diversity if we can just get back to normal constitutional order, because so much would be stripped away. So much would be stripped away with the bribery and the people who are here just to mooch. That's the whole thing. That's the big thing there. We're a post-constitutional society, so it is a big welfare state. There you have, I don't know, those are just some roundabout thoughts. I don't know what the confrontation is really all about. But anyway, not to mention the powers that they are feeding into by their sacrifices, says Melanie. Yeah, what is being brought to the table? I don't know. Here's a video of Erica Kirk. Only every time that she glares into the camera, the horror sounds plays. I thought that this was well done.
We did what we usually did before tours. We said our prayer, and we asked the Lord to protect us, and we asked the Lord that His will be done. That's what we did.
At one time, an employee of Turning Point, she has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. What I am doing is releasing myself from the enemy's hands, where he could have a foothold in me.
I can't anymore. I can't. Not interested. Not interested. And I think that, I was wondering about the whole Candace Owens things where that had left off. And I saw that they had met. I said, let's see what comes of this. And apparently there's been some kind of a cooling, a de-escalation. I said, all right, I no longer, I cared minimally. I had minimal care on the Candace Owens front. Only because there was two things that could have happened. We were going to see either some sort of a backing off and a major implosion of somebody's brand. Maybe a stepping back. Nobody ever has their brand really implode. Cancellation is never permanent or anything like that. But when you say, hey, well, I'm bringing the receipts and I'm going to name names and all that stuff. It's like with Corey Feldman for how long. I'm going to tell you where all the bodies are buried. I need to raise $100,000 to put together this movie. So a lot of people just kind of said, to hell with that. But it was either going to be a backing off and just like a chuckle, a belly chuckle, say, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. What nerve? Or it was going to be everything was confirmed and we have to go to war with France. So I thought that the outcome of that would be pretty interesting one way or another. I just wanted to see how it was going to shake out. I had a feeling, because I don't see us ever going to war with France. I had a feeling it was just going to be the former, and it was. Where it goes from here, I just don't know, but I also don't care. I didn't need Candace Owens to feel any kind of suspicion about the official story of what we saw happen to Charlie Kirk on September 10th. Did not need her to make my brow quirk, but still. All right, one last thing. As we're almost an hour in, and I'd just like to keep this to about an hour. Here's a professional rage baiter. What is it, Cassidy Campbell? This kid is going into a mall. It looks like a mall. Wow. There's still malls out there. Can you imagine that? He's going into a mall. Some of the comments here. Unhinged confidence. Elite timing. Zero fear. This is why your stuff always hits. Here he is. I don't know. Just approaching people in the malls and trying to get them upset.
Excuse me, peasants.
Oh my God!
Watch where you're going, cockroach. Excuse me, cockroaches. What?
What did you say?
What did I say?
What did you say? What did you say?
Do you need me to repeat myself?
Yes, I do. Yeah, repeat yourself.
I said, excuse me,
Okay.
cockroaches.
Who's a cockroach? If anybody looks like one, it's you.
You guys work 9 to 5s. Look at you.
I don't either.
Are you
I
sure?
literally I don't work a fucking 9 to 5.
How much do you make?
How much do you make?
7 figures a week.
You do?
Yeah.
So why the fuck are you walking around a mall calling people cockroaches? You don't have anything better to do with your fucking
Whoa.
7 figures?
It's fun.
Yep.
Because when you have as much money as me, you kind of can buy everything you want. So then you just want to.
Dress better?
Why would I care? I dress great.
Okay, keep fucking walking.
I can get any girl I want if I wanted
You can get
to.
any girl you want.
Yeah.
I feel like if you ask anyone,
I love it. Sassy.
anyone in this mall,
Okay.
no one would want you.
Oh, if they saw my bank account, they'd want my cock.
Okay, but they saw your looks and they.
Where'd you go to school at? Where'd you go to school?
None of your fucking business.
Exactly. It's embarrassing, right? I went to Harvard.
Okay, congratulations. You're still ugly.
I'm still way more attractive than you.
You're more attractive than me.
I'm a 10, buddy.
You're a 10.
You know,
excuse me, peasant.
You know, the best part is if he kept going, he would eventually gotten the date. If he kept going, he would have eventually gotten the date. This needs. This is so great. Does he do more of this? This was sent my way. I said, this is fantastic. I want more of this character in particular. I loved that. I'm gonna have to look through this guy's stuff. I'm gonna give him a follow. I'll look through more of his stuff before. That was grade A rage bait, and I love it. Okay, one last thing before we go. Oh wait, maybe I should save this for after our It's a Wonderful Life watch party tonight. Ben Shapiro comes to the defense of Mr. Potter. Says that he is he's actually a hero. He's actually a hero in the movie. I'll save that just for, we'll do that right now. Here you go. So,
who's a drunk idiot, has lost all the cash, and Lionel Barrymore is taking advantage of him, and he thinks about killing himself, and he's convinced not to by being shown what the world would be like had he not been born. And then, of course, the community comes around to save him. It is the ultimate Christmas movie. It's about forgiveness. It is about community. It's about the unseen contributions that we all make to the lives of the people around us. Now, also, Lionel Barrymore is correct. So on a financial level, the villain of this piece is actually the hero, because if Jimmy Stewart actually gets his way, all of Bedford Falls collapses in the subprime mortgage crisis. Basically, Jimmy Stewart keeps giving out loans without proper checking into the credit history of the people he's giving loans to based on his sort of assessment of their own personal viability financially. Lionel Barrymore is much more by the numbers. Lionel Barrymore is a better banker, and that local bank probably goes under. So the movie was supposed to be sort of a quasi-socialistic FDR parable, but the reality is that the real estate policies followed by Jimmy Stewart bankrupt Bedford Falls, and everybody ends up homeless.
I have no words. I have no words. I didn't actually listen to the whole statement. I saw.
Alrighty, it's a one.
I mean, Mr. Potter stole $8,000. He stole $8,000. And he called the bank examiners and he blackmailed the bank examiners to go in. Well, that's in the radio play, that there's a blackmail aspect to the bank examiner. I mean, that's an incredible moral code. I know there's pragmatic ways of, you have to be practical and pragmatic when you're running a bank. That's incredible. So, obviously he also loves skipping over the fact, like, what Pottersville became. Oh man. I guess Biff Tanner is a hero too, because if it wasn't for his bullshit, then there would be no inspiration. There'd be no antagonists. I guess all the antagonists are heroes because they inspire the heroes into action. You know? So Satan is also a hero as well. Just incredible. I can't believe, you think about Ben Shapiro back in 2014, 15, like, hey, have you heard this Ben Shapiro guy? He's owning all the libs on some college campus. Oh, I love I just to hear the owning. Facts don't care about your feelings. And now I was this AI too? I almost feel like I can't differentiate anymore. Because everything there are people out there who are so tone deaf. Anyway, so there's that. I just can't. Let's see here. Vesper over on Pilled says, I'm asking Santa to bring you headphones, Frank. The headphones I had last night on the drums, they were all right. They worked out okay. I'll figure it all out. I have other headphones at the studio too. I just like the first pair. I actually have to share that. I'm going to go take that the time-stamped link from Pilled. I'm going to put it and pin it to the comments in the YouTube and everything else. But I have other things I have to take care of right now, and I just thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Before we go, there is one last thing. Here it is. Another Arby's, the full audio Arby's. It's the If You Laugh, You Lose. I think it's been altered in some way. I want to try it one more time to see if I can keep it together, because I've been practicing. To make sure that I can somehow control myself. Here we go. Arby's, If You Laugh, You Lose.
Chicken. We'd like to take a moment to announce all our food keeps blowing. Oh. Arby's. Two of those things for just chicken. Oh. Arby's. We have the chicken. Surreal. Arby's is really starting to second guess its Pepsi. Pepsi. Two of those things for just $6. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Arby's. We have Pepsi. Chicken.
I did well. I did well. It's the last one that is really that's my biggest hurdle that is left. And it's the that one gets me. So okay, well, that's it. I hope you have a great Friday, and also please enjoy yourself a coffee. If you go to quitefrankly.tv, there's the merch section up top. Drop it down, and there's wonderful shirts. There is also the Quite Frankly coffee, which is where you can also get this wonderful 2025 mug. There's only, I think, like 2 dozen left or something, a couple dozen left. What did I say last night? A little under, like around 40 of them, actually. We had ordered an extra 50 so that there'd be enough for the holidays. We sent out all of the last of the Christmas ornaments today. So those should be getting out there. I'm going to try to time all of the video greetings so that they kind of arrive at the same time. And Keto Brainz. Thank you so much to Molly at Keto Brainz for making all of my wonderful mornings working on this show and everything else even more inspired. Go check it out, ketobrainz.com. The link is in the description below. Use promo code Santa for 20% off. That's for everybody. If you are a monthly sponsor, you get a recurring 20% off. But use any Quite Frankly promo code quick, because on December 30th, all of your names are going to be put into a raffle, and we're going to give away over $500 worth of products, various products, including local goodies from Montana and I think some peptides and all that stuff. But all the best to you. Let me just get into the chat rooms to shout everybody out again. Frank, there's no visual there. You kept the camera on you. Yeah, well, there's supposed to be no visual. It was just supposed to be reacting to the audio. The meats. Thank you, Katie Cat, Annie, Young, Dark Brain, Kobe, Cookie, Raw Soul, Dragon Sage. Oh, man, so many more. It's good. Zero Laugh. Let me see. Zeralath says, well, golly gee, does Ben want to talk about interest rates and usury now? Yeah, I guess he does. Well, according to Ben Shapiro, those are very inspiring things. They're good. They're heroes. They're heroic things. You know, if it wasn't for Potter and his banking and his interest rates, the whole town would go under. But without George Bailey there, the town was turned into one big brothel, and everybody's living in slums, and that's that. Whereas there was, I don't know, I think George Bailey brought in the intangible good, and that's why I can't wait to watch it with you guys tonight. Tonight, everybody. At sometime, maybe around 2 or 3 p.m., I'll post the private link to Pilled. It'll be in your DMs. It'll be on Patreon, Subscribestar. It'll be on the members-only section over on YouTube, and also on the members-only section on quitefrankly.tv. That's for everybody else who subscribes through the website. I'm looking forward to it, and all the best to you. Thank you. Oh, and also, thank you to Jim Lee. Jim Lee, the climate viewer, who helped upgrade the system over here because, you know, Windows sucks, OBS and Rodecaster, they are like having a technology world war with each other. And every time somebody updates something, you can't, all the audio, just doesn't, there's no, nothing. Inputs, outputs, to hell with it all. Thank you, Jim Lee, for 4 hours of diagnostics yesterday while I was at the studio. And I will see you guys on Saturday night for the rest of you who aren't going to join us tonight. Saturday night, 9 o'clock for the Quite Frankly Family Christmas Special on quitefrankly.tv. Have a great day, my friends.